Omar Ghanoum is a refugee, but he's the kind of refugee you rarely hear about, a Palestinian refugee. Palestinian refugees make up the world's largest, most protracted refugee problem.
My grandparents who took refugee to Lebanon in 1948 after the occupation of our land. They forced to leave their homeland in 1948, and thousands were massacred by the Zionist gangs at that time. So they fled the country to the nearest safety.
Hani El Turk is an editor at El Telegraph, a leading Arabic newspaper, and is also the author of The Palestinians in Australia. He says that whilst most Palestinians became refugees in 1948, many more fled following the 1967 war and their subsequent mistreatment in surrounding host countries.
After 1967, when we lost the war to Israel, a lot of Palestinians came to Australia, fleeing Israeli occupation, and even other Arab countries, they don't treat Palestinians well. Therefore, we lost our land, our country, and then we go to any country like Australia, which is safe and democratic.
Whilst May 15th, 1948 marked the birth of the Israeli state, it also marked the beginning of statelessness for millions of Palestinian refugees.
What happened on that day made us stateless refugees for the entire of our life, living in refugee camps, enjoying no rights, living as a second-class citizen in a hosting country.
Despite living in such harsh conditions, Palestinian refugees are rarely considered for resettlement. Professor Mary Crock, an expert in migration and refugee law at the University of Sydney, says that whilst the problem is much wider for all refugees, Palestinian refugees are further marginalised due to the UN's limited ability to provide resettlement programs.
If you are a refugee under international law, the chances that you're going to be chosen to go and live in another country are probably on a par with winning a lotto. The problem with the Palestinians is that they are marginalised again and again in the sense that they're not even considered.
Unfortunately for these refugees, politics has also gotten in the way of their chance at resettlement.
What is the solution for our hardships in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, West Bank, and Gaza? What is the solution? It's obvious. Bring those people to their homeland, and Israel won't let it happen.
Whilst he's glad he now lives in a country that guarantees his rights, Omar would rather be home.
I enjoy for rights, I respect the country, and I'm respected as a human here, but I will never give up on my right to return to Palestine.
Omar and his family have held on to documents proving their ancestors' residence in Palestine, with the hope that one day they will return home. Mona Abu Zalaf, Untold, Sydney.